the New Amsterdam Theater, where the hit musical Aladdin is currently playing on Broadway. And did you know that the vice president of Disney Theatrical, which puts on shows like Aladdin, The Lion King, Mary Poppins, and Newsies, is a distinguished Eagle Scout? So let's go meet Dana Amendola. We don't often hear about a lot of Eagle Scouts who go into the entertainment industry. So why do you think that is?
And you'd be surprised with all the campfires and stuff we do. Why aren't there more in the entertainment industry?
Right.
I really can't tell you, other than it's a difficult industry to go into. You have to have a lot of dedication to decide I'm going to go into entertainment. There's no real clear paths for it. Much like hiking, you have to determine which path you're going to go on.
Right.
And sometimes the path is nice and straight and very easy. And there's a lot of careers that are very easy, and there's definite ways to move along that path. Other careers, path is not quite so easy to distinguish. That's a little bit what entertainment is like.
So what is the path for you to get here to Disney Theatrical? Did it start all the way back in scouting? Is it fair to trace it all the way back there?
I always had a passion. I was always the guy that liked to put together the campfire skits and eventually lead up to the campfires, and it always would bother me if the campfire wasn't put together correctly or an OA service wasn't done specifically.
With show business in his blood and a master's in theater, Disney came calling in the early 90s. They wanted Dana to restore the historic New Amsterdam Theater. And so at this time, Times Square in New York City and 42nd Street where we are, it wasn't the place you want to take the family, right?
No, this was not a family mecca, to say the least. 42nd Street was said by many, in fact including the New York Times, the worst street in America.
When Dana and Disney went to check out the theater, it was in terrible shape.
Above us on the ceiling, there was 4 big gaping holes that were open. One of the lower levels, called the New Amsterdam Room, there's about 2 feet of standing water.
So how did you not just turn right back around and say, nope?
That's a good question. Like anything, if you can see something there, if you can see there's a magic, and this theater had a certain magic to it. It started with a little tiny theater like this. And we had about a little over a year to restore this entire building. Everything you see behind me was scaffolding to the ceiling. And we had about 300 people working on the job and just worked from the top all the way down. That's how we did it. Somehow, even with your busy job, you're still involved in scouting, which is really impressive. Huge passion. Why is that a passion for you? Because I found a place where I felt very safe, and all different types of kids were in it. And everybody was functioning as scouts, and that was kind of cool. And I try to do the same thing with my troop, Troop 97 in New City, New York. And for example, the guys from my troop, part of their theater merit badge is to come to this theater. I'm the counselor for theater merit badge, of course.
I would hope so.
And they came here for the Aladdin very early on, when it was in the earliest of rehearsals. We actually had about 12 guys working on the merit badge come to Aladdin to see how the production was going on. And again, my boss, Tom Schumacher, I was a little bit hesitant to ask him because usually these are closed sets. No one goes on this. And so I said, would you mind if I brought some boys to watch the rehearsal process? He goes, well, you know, Disney is very hands-off. We really don't want people to sneak in beforehand. He goes, but since the Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, I never realized my boss was a Boy Scout.
Oh my gosh.
You know, and so of course he brought the kids in. He was so gracious. And it was great for the cast because they had been rehearsing and trying all these new bits, but they never had an audience to laugh at it. Right. So 12 little guys from a Boy Scout troop were the very first people that saw Aladdin.